know if they know about the identity work that has to go on behind the scenes. But when they say effortless manifestation, let me ask everybody on the panel, put a one in the chat. If put a one in the chat, if the answer to my question is yes, put a two in the chat if it's no. How many people struggled with being who they are this morning? Did you wake up and you were struggling to be who you are? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Oh, thank you for the review on my book. You went to Amazon and put a review in. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. Right. Okay. Now, everyone is putting a two in the chat because they're saying, no, it wasn't a struggle being who you are. You're absolutely right. Because everything associated with your identity is natural for you to do. See, when we're struggling to do anything, trust me, it's because the identity that you're identifying with doesn't do that naturally. Okay, if you adopted the mindset of a young Arnold Schwarzenegger, going to the gym would be natural for you. If you adopted the mindset of Usain Bolt, training like a world-class 100-meter dash guy, would be natural for you.
Yeah.
If you adopted the identity of Spike Lee, directing movies would be natural for you.
Yes.
And many times what we're doing is we're asking, what do I need to do? Instead of asking ourselves, who do I need to become? What do I need to become? Oftentimes when I write a code, I give a title to the code. And the code is, one of my codes is CEO energy. Why? What do I need to become? I need to become the CEO. I need to react like a CEO. I was talking to a couple of my clients, and one of my clients says, she just wasn't feeling well that day. What's funny is she's here this morning. She says, just wasn't feeling well that day. And I totally understand it. And I asked her, I said, well, you're going to be the manifest, the position of CEO over your own company, right? Over your own business. She said, yes. I said, let me ask you a question. Would the CEO of the company that you're trying to build respond like you're responding right now? Are you responding out of CEO energy? And she said, no. I said, okay. So you have the answer. And she said, you know what? She overcame that. We had an amazing session. This happened on Friday. And by yesterday, oh my God, she was like a whole different person. I was like, do you feel the difference? She was like, yeah, I feel the energy. I feel I'm different. Yeah, exactly. Because when you continuously move in such a manner that's different than the way that you used to move, your identity has shifted. And that's what I try to share with everyone is you want to consistently be in a place where you're shifting your identity. Because whether you know it or not, your identity is constantly shifting. Every time you learn something new, your identity has shifted. Because now you're thinking a little bit different. Now you're thinking a little bit different than you were before. So that's what you always want to be in mind of. You know, am I doing something different? Am I moving something different? Am I talking a little bit different? Do you know many people, if you just learn 3 new words a week, you would constantly shift your identity? Because your vocabulary is your ability to communicate your feelings in word form. So as you build your vocabulary, and I'm gonna share this might hurt some people, okay, but I'm gonna have to share it. Do you know why they created slang or profanity? Because they were for people whose vocabularies were limited. So they gave them words that they could communicate with that has no meaning, so you can use them in any context. If you think any profanity or anything, you can use that word in different contexts. You could say it one way with one context, say it with another way, and everybody knows what you're talking about because of the fact that that word really has no meaning, so you can assign any meaning based upon the context in which you use it. So I can tell you what's funny too. Do y'all see how I talk now? Oh, Iris said you just blew my mind. Everyone, let me ask you guys a question and just put it in the chat. And I want you to be honest because I don't know. It's funny how I got wrapped up in the process of just growing and evolving and becoming. And I'm getting a lot of these responses. So I'm going to ask you guys a question and just answer honestly. How many of you believe that I talk and teach like a college professor? If you've been to college or you've been to school, I want you to put a yes in the chat if you believe that I talk, present, and teach like a college professor. Put a yes in the chat if I sound that way. If that's the energy you guys get when I speak. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna tell y'all something. That was really,
May I just say something? I
yes,
used to
yes, go
work
ahead,
in a
Lois. Go
college.
ahead. No,
I
it's
used
fine.
to work in a college, so I was surrounded by professors all the time. So you
Okay.
definitely embody the energy of a college professor.
So funny because I was getting that. Where am I from? Okay, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Brooklyn. My dad was Nigerian and my mother was American. But let me tell y'all, it's so funny because I was on another live where people didn't know me, and I'm speaking, and the women, like guys, was mocking me. Oh, here come the professor. Oh, here come a professor. Oh, he thinks he's a professor. I'm like, dude, I'm just talking. And the ladies was like, no, it's because we can tell just by him talking that he's learned, he's studied. And I'm like, what? And I'm gonna tell you, and that's a lesson for everyone here. When you begin to study the identity that can embody the reality that you're trying to manifest in your life, get wrapped up in the study, get wrapped up in the process, not the results. Because when you get wrapped up in the process, your growth is going to happen right in front of people, right in front of you, and you're not going to notice it. And that's what I just wanted to say, because I never noticed that. I would just be talking, I'm just sharing. And people would, and I noticed people call me coach, they'll call me pastor, they'll call me mentor. I mean, I'm like, yo, listen, man, I'm just Jeff. And they're like, yeah, whatever. We just gonna call you whatever we see, we know. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Mad Breezy. Welcome in, Life of Kinsey. And thank you, Just Jay, for the FYP. I appreciate you. Okay, so everyone, God is good. Okay, T-Bands. All right. I would ask T-Bands, what is your definition of God? Because today, now remember, here's what I told you guys we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how each one of us is a womb. We birth things regularly. This is what I want you guys to think about. We birth things regularly, every single one of us. Every time you manifest something from invisible to visible, or from your fourth dimension to your third dimension, that thing has went through the birth canals into the third dimension. Okay? You are a womb. And the question is, what are you going to give birth to? Your choice. I want everyone to think about that. How many think when I said that right there was like, ooh, how many people got like wait, hold up, what? Yes, cosmic womb. That's what you are. You are a womb of the universe. Okay, you're a womb. Energy goes through you and births into its physical reality. And the question is, what are you? Yes, we live on giants and dragons. What? We live on, I don't know where. Ask that, I don't know what you're talking about there. You're confusing me, I don't understand. Yes, roots, absolutely. And I think that once we start to really grasp some of those, I am divine. Okay, I'll bring it up. All right, once we start to grasp some of these understandings, what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing a different level of manifestation in our lives. I can tell you guys right now, it's really going to be amazing, because then you're going to be much more cautious on who you let impregnate you.
Oh,
Listen to that.
this
Listen
is
what I just
beautiful. Oh
said.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Keep talking. I have so much to
Listen.
share with you.
Oh, London. Okay, London has a question. London says, does it matter what time we do our affirmations? Very good question. Here's the thing. The studies has went out that you should be doing affirmations soon as you get up. Now remember, not when you get out the bed, but soon as you get conscious, because then and there you're still in your theta state, a theta brainwave frequency, and that's the best time to do your affirmations. So I would do them. You know how you wake up and you're laying in the bed for a minute, right then and there. That's why I tell, we had the vault codes. I have that book next to me, the vault. I open it up and I do my affirmations right then and there. Now, everyone has a phone, a cell phone, and you have a recorder. I would record my affirmations on my phone, leave it charging somewhere near my bedstand. So as soon as I get up, I'll switch it on and I will hear the affirmations. I want to do it first thing in the morning. Yes, I'm going to tell you right now. I want to do it first thing in the morning, because first thing in the morning, oh my God, that sets the trajectory for the day. If it's working out, boom, jump right out of bed, either jump on my bike. I have my bikes, I have a stationary, four stationary bikes right near my bed. Two of them I don't use, but two of them I do use. So I jump right on that bike immediately and I start my day off correctly, or with the right trajectory. So I will tell everyone, first thing in the morning is a magnitude, and you want to do it. Let me tell you why you want to do it last thing before you go to sleep. You want to do it last before you go to sleep, because if you dream, you want to dream with that being the last thing on your mind. Because then throughout your dream will resonate with the last things that you meditated on before you fell into REM sleep, which is the deepest level, which is rapid eye movement. That's where dreams and everything happens. I can tell you right now, it's so amazing when you wake up in the morning and your mind all night has been resonating with your desired or manifested identity. That is so amazing, because I've been sleeping with my affirmation plan. London, skin, I'm trying to tell you, that is the best time to learn, man. If you start going with that, you basically be almost walking in your fourth dimension all day long. And let me tell you something, people are noticing the different energy that you're radiating with. Let me ask you guys something. How many of you guys know, where does frequency come from? Where does frequency come from? Does anyone know? Where does frequency come from? Put your answers in the chat. Let me see some of the answers we get. Where does frequency, your vibrational frequency, where does that come from? Does anyone know, where does your frequency originate? The quantum field, someone says, okay, my doing is frequency. Okay. Energy. Okay. Mind. Okay. Thoughts, feelings. Ooh, there we go. All right. Your heart. You have to define heart better for me than Fraser. Energy. Frequency is I would say, the name of your energy. I will put it like that. Your focus. Ooh, come on, Katrina. All right. I see you. Subconscious. Man, it's kind of a little wishy-washy. Your identity. Boom. Bow, bow, bow. Who? Man, I think that was Renee that got that one. Renee, yes, your identity. Linda says your health, organs, brains, heart, feelings, emotions. Okay, I tried to type. I'm too lazy to type in the chat. Don't worry about it, Manny. Where do placentas come from? What? Okay, that's a little bit different. All right. Yes, the answer is the best answer is your identity. Okay, your identity is where your frequency comes out of. It's the major influence upon your frequency. What you radiate with is going to be based upon your identity. How do you identify? Because that's your quote unquote signature in the quantum field. And so, and I can tell most of you, how many people here want to know what your frequency is right now? I'm gonna help you out. Put a 5 in the chat if you want me to tell you, give you some information right now, so you can always identify your dominant frequency or how you frequency or what you're radiating from a frequency standpoint. Put a 5 in the chat if you want me to share that with you right now. I'm gonna share it with you. Yeah, I'm getting some 5s. If we get enough 5s, I have 163 people in the chat. If we get enough 5s, I'm going to share with you how you will always know how you're radiating and what frequency you're radiating with. Okay. All right. Okay. I get a lot of 5s. I see a lot of 5s. Okay, cool. Okay. I think some of y'all are cheating. Y'all are voting 2 and 3 times. Katrina. No, I'm just messing with you. All right. So let's talk about it. Here's how you can always identify your frequency. What I want you to do is start noticing what you're noticing. Whatever you start noticing in your house, the way your house look, let me tell you something. How many of you, whatever, now this is for me, this is what I've noticed with me. When I'm struggling learning something new, I notice my house gets junky. How many of you ever done that? You notice when you're struggling or you're going through something, how many of you notice that your house get junky? The bed might not be made, or there might be clothes all over the place, things out of place and stuff like that. Just Jay said, yes, absolutely. I notice that every time. If I'm going to something new and I'm struggling, or I'm trying to study something and it's a struggle for me, I notice all the time. I notice that my house gets junky. I don't do my meal prep, or my meal prep is getting low, or the food is not where it should be. Yes, a cluttered home, cluttered mind. Excellent London skincare specialist. Absolutely. Because I noticed it and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And that's how you find out your frequency. Look around. Notice how you're thinking about things. Because remember, the outcome of your reality is going to be based upon your frequency, which comes out of your identity. Because your identity is the source code. Your identity is your source code. Your identity is your source code. I'm going to say it. Your identity is your source code. And it is indicative of the energy that you're radiating with. Universal is structure. Universal structure. I don't know, Gola Nation. I don't understand everything you're saying. I don't know if you're not putting enough words there or whatever, but I can't really understand it. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Want to come up in the chat, and maybe you want to discuss a particular situation? Remember, guys, y'all know I usually I don't invite people up on the chat, but sometimes I'm going to do it. I'm not going to keep a pattern with it. Sometimes I'm going to do it, sometimes I'm not. Just remember, if you come up on the chat, if you come up, please be respectful. We speak like adults here. So children's language is when you're using profanity and things like that. Okay, adults don't speak like that, not in my eyes anyway. I like to listen and learn. That's fine, London Skincare. I appreciate you. Hey, welcome in, Golden Nation. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I'm good. Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
I am doing great, brother. I just woke up and I flipped my phone and you were the first thing that popped on my screen, and it was the exact thing I needed to hear.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I woke up this morning, my job called me to go into work. We talking about identity. But yesterday I was out in the backyard doing my own project. I like to build houses. I was building some mold, doing some little, putting glass in cement, having this dry out. I was doing different things. So my job called me today to go ahead. I'm like, I want to create my own job. So when I woke up, I was fighting between, I thought, should I go in or work on myself? So I choose automatically to work on myself. And so I opened my phone, and I just stuck on your show, and you started saying something I love.
Okay, good. Absolutely. 100%. The greatest work that anyone can ever do, the greatest investment you could ever make is always in personal development.
True.
Okay? If you decide to become the best version of yourself, you have noise in your background. Could you mute until, okay, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Okay. Remember, the greatest investment you'll ever make is not in trying to change your world. The greatest investment you'll make is changing your identity to radiate with the energy of the reality that you're trying to live in. Okay? Many of us cannot live and manifest certain realities because our identity can't navigate there. How many people just got an aha moment from that? How many people just got an aha moment from that? Many of us, and I'm going to say it again, many of us cannot manifest the reality we want because our identity is not qualified to navigate it. If you got an aha moment, put a 5 in the chat right there. Put a 5 in the chat if you just got an aha moment from that. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You tick, I talk. Okay. Got a lot of 5s, yes. You tick, I talk. How are you? Good morning, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. I skipped Manny. My bad. My problem. My bad, TikTok. My problem. Manny? Yes. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Did you have anything you wanted to share about anything we've been sharing so far about manifestation and identity and how important it is?
No.
Okay, no problem. No problem. All right. You tick, I talk. What's up, man? How you doing, sir?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
Blessings, blessings.
Yeah, man. I was just talking to my brother about this, man. Your situation, your surroundings sometimes has a lot to do with you not being able to manifest certain things. People who are around you, like the saying back in the day, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Like I tell you
Excellent
about,
saying. Excellent saying.
you know what I
Absolutely.
mean. So it's not that I couldn't see my future. It's just that the people I had around me in my environment was stopping me from accomplishing a lot of goals that I had set, whether
Okay.
that was short term or long term. But absolutely, man, good conversation you having, man. I'm
Okay.
just here to listen.
Let me help you. And before you go off, let me help you with something.
Yeah.
No one can stop you from manifesting your life. I want you to understand that. Okay.
Okay.
Remember the movie Sinners?
Yes.
Right. When could the vampires harm them? They have to invite them in.
Right.
So I'm telling you, it doesn't matter who you're around. What matters is who you allow in. So you're still in control.
True. True.
I want you to hold on to that.
Thank you,
Because
brother.
remember, you are the God of your world, no one else.
Absolutely.
Okay? But yeah, I got you, man. I'm with you.
Thank you,
And I'm
brother.
gonna tell you something.
Yep.
When we, and this to everybody, when you invest in yourself, everybody, when you invest in yourself, understand that there's gonna be certain people that no longer can spend time around you. And it's not because you put them out, not because you left them, it's because of the fact that they no longer can navigate where you are. You have evolved. And I'm gonna tell you something, one of the first things you'll realize when you start to evolve, you'll realize your speech will change. That is the first thing. Most people will talk about what they believe they have manifested, right? They'll say, oh, I manifested this, I manifested that. And notice they never talk about who they have become. And when people talk about manifestation or they're manifesting stuff, I sit and, hey, Nigel, what's up? Welcome in, man. You welcome up if you want, because you know I have a pattern, always have a space for you. So this is what I'm saying to you. The first thing that's going to change is going to be your speech. I'm telling you, listen, guys, and I'm telling you, it blew my mind when I first realized that because I didn't notice my speech had changed. Actually, my friend Nigel, he was one of the first few that said it to me. He was telling people, like, I taught a class before, Welcome in, Nikki. Welcome in, Nikki. I taught a class before. Yeah, I thank you, Nigel. I taught a class before. Yeah, I taught a class before. I don't repeat this. I taught a class before, and it was about, it was out of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I was teaching it. We was actually reading the book and me sharing, and us teaching the book as we go. And I was speaking a certain way then. And Nigel, I guess a couple of months ago, he said something. He was talking to someone, and someone that had been in the class and someone had experienced the class before, and said, "No, the way he's teaching now is different. He's grown. He's not the same guy." And it was so amazing that, and when he said that, it kind of triggered something, and it made me think. I said, "Wait a second, wow, have I really changed?" And I'm saying this about him, but Nigel, you want to come up and talk about that, what we spoke about before?
Yeah, yeah, because everyone was yeah, I mean they kept you at that
That level,
yeah, that level, yeah, and it
right?
wasn't there, but if you're not paying attention, you would really miss it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's
And
a,
Nigel's here, y'all. Nigel's here, and so Nigel's been the one that's been like the eyewitness. If y'all see me always go to Nigel about something, Nigel's been the eyewitness. And Nigel was noticed things that I didn't even notice. Like Nigel. I remember the first time Nigel told me this. It blew my mind when Nigel said, he said to me, he said, "Please, man, you stay in your fourth dimension. You don't even deal in the third dimension." I said, "What do you mean?" No, what did you call me? You said I was dream. What you said I was
say you
doing?
time jump.
Yeah. That's what
What
he
you
always
do
used to tell me.
though?
Yo,
We
you
move
always
on,
time jumping. And I used to go, "What do you mean I'm always time jumping?" And he was like, dude, you never here. You're never here. You're always time jumping." And I couldn't believe it. And so as I kept studying, I said, "Wait a second. That's what Nigel was talking about." What he was talking about was, I constantly think about tomorrow and next week and 6 months and
exactly.
next year. I always do that. So it's easy for me to keep a positive attitude because my focus is never where I am. I was so focused, so much time jumping, as he would say. He brought something to my attention and I never even knew it. He said, "Yo, dude, you was homeless." I was like, "What?" I said, "I don't think I was homeless. I had a place to sleep." He says, "No, brother, that wasn't your place. That wasn't your place." And as I thought about it, I said, "Whoa, this brother was right." But that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? When you stay focused on the process, you will be growing and not even notice it. And that's when manifestation becomes effortless. It becomes effortless because you have actually become the person. And once you have become the person that can navigate the life you desire, you become a womb for the universe. I want everybody to hear that. You and I are wombs for the universe. Okay?
I do have a question that's been bugging me. I want to
Nikki,
ask.
what keyword did you add? I don't want you adding keywords yet. I don't want you adding keywords, okay? I don't want you adding
Uh,
keywords.
yeah, I didn't add any,
Unless it
I don't
was
think I did.
profanity. Unless it was profanity.
It was, yeah, I really don't even want to mention what he just wrote.
Okay,
So,
all right. If it was like that, then no problem. I'll trust your
yeah,
judgment. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
it was awful. Okay.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I trust you on that one, Nikki. All right, what you were saying, Nigel?
I wanted to ask. It's something that you said. What was it last week? You said, well, wasn't on this. It wasn't on this particular live. It was on your live though. You said that that the creator and God are not the same thing, and I wanted you to to expound on that.
When you say what? Say that again.
When you said that God and the creator are not the same, I was throwing a loop, so I said I wanted you to expand on that.
I don't remember me saying that.
Oh yeah, I shot it down. I got a book
Yeah, I
of
don't remember me
questions.
actually saying it like that. I don't know because you're going back. I ain't gonna say. I don't think. I don't. The Creator and God. Nigel. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. The only thing I could think that I was saying is the Creator and God is not the same. Mm,
Yeah,
I,
that was
what I
like
can,
last
what,
week.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. What I will say is that we are all creators, but we are not the totality of what God is. I may say something like that. And what I meant by that was that God is the sum total of everything. Like ultimate source is what created the trees and so on and so forth and all of that. We did not create that. But what we have done is we are participatory in the whole creation experience. And I would say something like that. Now, here's what okay, wait a second. All right, cool. So when we talk about you being the womb of the universe, does everyone understand what I mean by that? Okay, now I just said no, cool. Anybody else? If you understand what I mean when I say you are the womb of the universe, I want you to put a 3 in the chat. If you understand it, put a 3 in the chat. If you don't understand it, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, we got a 3. All right. Oh, Gola Nation, what do you you on the panel? Okay, what do you think that means, Gola?
Well, cosmic wound, we gotta understand about cosmic life, the universe.
What?
I said we gotta understand about the universe. The universe is mental. It's a mind of itself.
Okay.
And as we speak, we get information from the universal mind. Like you were talking about being a stranger. I love your story. I just learned about time jumping. Like most of my friends, they cannot have a normal conversation with me because things I'm saying is so like advanced for them. I feel like I'm time jumping myself.
When you say advanced, define that.
Uh, like things like we talking about cosmic one. I always talk about cosmic one myself, and talking about paroma, talking about some things they don't understand it.
Okay. Okay.
But again, talking ahead of myself.
Okay. I know. Okay. I got you now. I got you now. What you're saying is you speak about things that are coming, not things that are in front of them. So they can't grasp it because you're not where they are. I get it now. That's what you're talking about, right, Gola?
Correct.
I got you. Pressed, hold up. Pressed for, how are you? How are you, ma'am?
I am well. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful conversation, and I actually needed this right now. But to answer your question
Hmm.
about the womb of the universe,
Hmm.
when you said that, the first thing that came into my mind was like the alignment for assignment. Like once we are risen out of like the tomb, if you will, like low frequency, low vibration thoughts, feelings, desires, we now move into a place where we are able to birth things, to bring things to life, to even conceptualize things that we may not have been able to in a lower nature or in a lower former state of thinking, feeling, doing, the being. Um, and then when you said something about when you were homeless, how the brother would bring up how you were homeless, and I was listening in like, oh my goodness, like this dude is like reading my whole life right now because I just got out of homelessness
Uh-huh.
with my baby after leaving a domestic violence situation with my ex-husband.
Okay.
And all I had was you were saying about like hope, like always thinking about tomorrow, next week, next month. I
Hmm.
wrote down aspiration is the gas of inspiration. And that's what carried
Aspiration.
me.
Hold on. Let me
Like
hear that again. Aspiration is what? The
the
gas.
gas of inspiration. Yeah.
Okay. Aspiration.
Like it
Okay.
fuels it. Like remaining hopeful, not allowing your present circumstances, hardships, and things like that to consume you or to erode
What you
your
trying to do?
ability
Yeah.
to see yourself later. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I remember times I didn't know how I was gonna really
Make it.
get from living out my car with my daughter who's on the spectrum and everything. But while I was homeless, I got my passport. People would like see me online and they would like donate to they call it ministry. I didn't see it as that, but they would like send me stuff and I would put it to the side. Like one day I'm leaving, one day I'm leaving. And long story short, I'll yield after this. I felt like I was losing my gas. Like I was losing, even after I came out the homelessness, my car got repoed. I'm in a new home, but I'm stuck in a new state, no support, anything. And I took what I had and I left America. I just left. And I came to Vietnam. Thank you.
No, go ahead.
And I didn't have things figured out. I still don't. But while I was homeless, like I said, I got our passports and I took teaching English as a foreign language course. And people were asking me like, why are you doing that? Like, why you don't do this or do that? Like, why you sitting here trying to get a certificate and you live in your car with your baby? But in my mind, I just kept seeing myself out of this system and I couldn't make sense of the hope. I couldn't, I just didn't know what was going to happen. I just knew that it was keeping my sanity. And
Right.
2 weeks ago, I just left. I only had enough for the flight and to book an apartment
Yep.
with a security deposit, and I literally just up and left and came
Hold on one
to
second.
Vietnam. And for the first time,
Yeah, I took care of it. I took care of it, Nikki. I took care of it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Prest. Go ahead. Go ahead, Prest. Yeah, I interrupted you because there was something going on, and I just had Nikki. I took care of it.
I was just gonna
Go ahead,
end on.
Prest. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. It had nothing to do with you. Go ahead.
I was gonna end on that I feel like I'm alive for the first time
Okay.
in forever, and hearing what you're talking about, especially about the womb of the universe, like my mind feels clear enough to dream again, to
Good.
put action to hope. Like I don't know how to, and it's not the place itself, even though it's very peaceful and a lot of things are quickly transitioning within me since being here. But just this fire inside of me is kindled that when you said womb of the universe, I don't know, it sent like shockwaves through me, like, yes, that's it. Like I
Right.
can birth anything. Like it just did something when you
Yeah.
said it. And
Let
I'm
me say.
just thankful to hear
No,
that.
absolutely excellent testimony because it takes a lot to come out of that situation and to go through it. And let me say this to everyone: when we saying that the womb of the universe, I want everyone to understand this. I was trying to get on the board, but the board is still backward, so I really can't do it like I want to do it. But anyway, what I mean by that is this: everything exists. The fourth dimension, the quantum field, everything exists in its energetic form already in the fourth dimension. Every possible outcome, every possible reality that you or I want to experience is already in the fourth dimension. Now, it is not in the fourth dimension, it exists as a possibility. I want everyone to understand that. It exists as a energetic possibility. The only one that can bring the possibility into reality is the observer. You and I are the observer. So once we have in our minds meditating on a particular reality that we want to experience, it starts the mechanism in the fourth dimension of collapsing that reality, that possibility into reality. So when I say you are the womb, it is, remember, every woman carries in her eggs, right? You have man have the seed, and once the egg hits the seed, then out births the child, right? Well, when you think about the idea, you have fertilized the seed in the fourth dimension. That seed now goes through an incubation period of coming from the fourth into the third through your observation. So you are the birth canal for the quantum seed of that possibility in your 3D reality. A lot of words. Did everyone understand what I said?
Yes.
Did everyone follow? Did you follow, Iris? Okay, Iris says yes.
Yes,
Go,
yes.
go, yeah,
And you
go.
guys, and I'm
Okay,
so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, and Miss Press was talking, and I'm over here because your testimony is linked to mine, and I know it is, and I know, like, so, like, one of the main things that I'm birthing right now is change, and a lot of change, and in the shelter community, and that's what has me over here with goosebumps.
hold
Because,
on a second. Hold on.
sorry.
Here's what I want everyone to understand, because I want to make sure everyone gets this point. Okay, when you say you want to manifest something in the shelter community, is that what you said?
No, I don't want to manifest something in the shelter community.
Okay.
I was working at a shelter, and because I was working there, I was able to recognize things that were not okay.
Okay.
And I'm birthing change, a
Okay.
lot of it. And I'm
Okay.
making sure that by me speaking up and me doing things, women and children are safe.
Okay, here's what I want to add to that, which is a great manifestation. If that's trying to manifest that is great. But let me add something. Your fertilization of the seed doesn't put pressure on the seed. It puts pressure on the birth canal, which is you. Okay.
Yes, I completely.
Now, it is not going to change the homeless or the homeless shelters or anything. What's going to happen is you are going to evolve into the identity that will make the change.
Yes, because and you're saying this, and I understand you so well because that was, and I know this was about me because I am not used to speaking up, and this time I did, and I want to be that person, and I'm embodying it right now, and I
Right.
feel so happy about the fact that I see it, and it scares me. No, don't get me wrong, because it's like this is not this is not who I am used to be. I'm more like I feel like, oh no, like somebody else is gonna take care of that. Like someone else is gonna take care of that. You know,
Right.
like yeah.
Right.
But this time, I was looking around me and I was like, oh my God, no, I cannot leave this to somebody else. But not for the people around me, but for me too. In my heart, as a mom, as a woman, I was like, I cannot just leave this
Let me tell you
place.
something. Let me share something. Let me share
Okay.
something with you, Iris. Okay. Do you know the best thing you can do for the shelter system because you have the heart for that? The best thing you can manifest is $1 million. Now I know it's gonna get dead quiet. See how that silence? What is that called? Oh, what's that called?
And you said that, and I'm over here.
Silence. Yeah, silence. Yeah, silence activated.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. If you had $1 million and you have that heart, you will go and you will build shelters. You will build situations where people can get educated and help them and everything else. Hush mode, hush mode. Thank you, Nikki.
Yes.
Hush mode activated. Now listen. It's very, very important with this because a lot of times we will say, I've heard people say, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then what happens is when they manifest what's necessary, then they realize, because let me tell you something about poor people, because I used to be one of them. Poor people always know how to spend rich people money. Now, I know people gonna be sitting there going, oh boy, yes. We will always tell the rich people how to spend their money and never go out and make our own. And I'm gonna tell you something. And we have to always, someone said, I got my millionaire blanket up on the wall. Absolutely. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you really decide and you lock in to being the womb of the universe, you now understand that if you're in a hole and I'm in a hole, you can't help me out the hole till you get out. No one's going to make a difference in homelessness while they're still struggling in survival. I'm just going to keep some real stuff in front of us. Because a lot of times, it's great. I love the discussions. But if there is nothing being given that is going to change people's lives, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. So everyone here, especially those that are familiar with my life and familiar with how I share, know this. I'm going to give you stuff that works, stuff that you can do today and start changing your life. Because the deal is that if we're just going to talk, man, I got better things I can do. I can go to the gym. I'm serious. Because I was talking to there was a guy, he had a live up and he meant well. And he just had people come in and they would say affirmations and, do their thing. And I was sitting out listening. I'm like, okay, cool. That's all good. And I would share just enough because I kind of picked up where the live was. So I didn't want to go, the fourth dimension. And when you start time jumping I didn't want to do that. But I was just sitting there listening. And then so the guy says, okay, they don't know how to pronounce my name. They say Imani and all this kind of stuff. I says, I manifest, but it's fine. And so, what do you want to affirm today? So I said, well, an affirmation is, he says, no, we're not asking you to teach us anything. Just, they hadn't heard, he didn't know who I was. So he says, what do you want to manifest today? Or what do you want to affirm today? I said, okay, I affirm that the me that I woke up as, I will be better by the end of the day. So every day I'm going to strive to be better than I was when I woke up. That's what I affirm. He says, oh, that's a good one. They start talking. So then they kept saying, affirm this, affirm that, affirm this. And I said, what I have learned, and I said, guys don't have to take it, but what I have learned in my experience is that you have to understand why something works in order to use it effectively. Like if you don't know why a hammer does what it does or what its purpose is and what it's supposed to do, you'll try to use a hammer like a screwdriver or a screwdriver like a nail and a nail like a drill. You want to understand the science behind whatever you're trying to use as a tool. Many people don't know really what affirmations do. They don't know the power of an affirmation. An affirmation is not just you saying something. First of all, a lot of times I've observed that people say it wrong. They say it without the emotional impact. That affirmation should rock you physically. It should cause your physical body, your biochemistry to change. It should cause that. That's how vivid it has to be. It cannot be, I'm great, I know I'm great, and I know I'm a birth. No, it has to be something thought about and something deeply felt so that now physically you're someone different. Because whether we know it or not, we are walking, talking, breathing pharmacies. And I know Nigel knows this, and Nikki probably knows it too as a professional chef. You are a walking, talking, breathing pharmacy. You can create any hormone within the context of your body without outside help. And those things, and understand because they're natural, it's naturally reoccurring, realize it's not going to come with side effects. Now, but those chemical reactions are only reacting out of what commands your subconscious mind gives it. Now, who commands the subconscious mind? Your affirmations. Because what you think affects how you feel. You can't feel automatically. Like I can't say, yo, feel love. and you automatically feel love. That's not how it works. You are directly in control of your thinking, but you are indirectly control of your emotions, meaning that you can think of a thing and then that thing will cause you to feel something. So you're indirectly in control of your feelings. But to think something, you can do that immediately. So let me help everyone here. Everyone under the sound of my voice, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about, if you can remember it, I want you to think about your first love. I want you to think about how that felt. How it felt when she held your hand or you held her hand and y'all was walking through the park. Maybe that was, what was that first date when y'all really starting to know each other and you was on cloud nine. It felt that you would be talking for 3 hours and you thought you was only talking for 45 minutes and your mom would have to call you inside because, come on out, boy, if you don't get in this house, because I was over her house and we was just talking and, oh man, just holding her. And now, if you honestly thought about your first love or someone you really cared about, how many of you started feeling different from me just talking right there? If you felt different, if that changed how you felt, put a 1 in the chat. Anybody on the panel, you can just come off the mic and say yes. Did it change how you immediately felt?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
brother. Yes.
Absolutely.
I got something little to say.
That's right. Nigel said he time jumped. Exactly. Now, that shows you, because remember, if I had just said, feel that way, you couldn't have done it. But because there's the thinking comes first, then the feelings. This is why I tell people all the time, when you don't feel like doing something you're supposed to do, know that it's because you're thinking something you shouldn't be thinking. I just gave somebody an answer. How many people just got an answer from what I just said?
I did.
I wanted to ask a question though. I want to know why you shouldn't think that.
Yes.
What did you say, Nigel? I'm sorry.
Why shouldn't you think that? What's the thing that you shouldn't have thought?
Right. That's an even better question. Why? You said why should you think it, or why shouldn't you think it?
Why shouldn't you think it?
Right. You shouldn't think anything that is going to hinder you from moving in the direction that you need to move. Because remember, thinking don't cause you to move. Emotions are inner motion moving you in a particular direction. So if you're thinking something that stops you from moving in the preferred direction, you shouldn't be thinking that because it hinders your manifestation. It hinders you birthing the reality that you're trying to birth.
I got it now. That was dope. I like that. That's nice. You saying like you purposely threw a stone in your path.
Yes.
And you shouldn't have did that because you're trying to go that
Absolutely.
way. So you hindered yourself. You're right.
Yes.
Got you.
Absolutely. What was you trying to say, Gola?
I was trying to say it was so beautiful I met your show today because everything you're saying is just what I've been thinking. Like exactly what you just said. I'll just give a little short story. 2 things you said is about your mind being a pharmacy and exactly what you're saying. All right, I'll give a short story. Growing up in Africa, I remember we used to take stick and build our houses as kids, and we'd take light, we'd take our mom food, we'd go cook in an old cup, playing mama, daddy, all that stuff, right? Fast forward, came to America. I still had the same thought of building houses. I had somebody who wanted to teach me. I even went to school to do aircraft mechanic to fix things, right? But like we said, I didn't want my hands to be dirty. That's because of my hand being dirty. I want to look for girls. My hands should be soft. I disrespect my plan. I never build houses. I choose different career. I went to school to be a nurse because I get to wash my hands.
Right. No, I get it.
Right. But guess what? When that is your soul mission, the universe will bring you back to it. So now I became a nurse. Becoming a nurse, but that thing's still on my mind. It's still on my mind. So I went back to Africa like 2016. I opened my farm. I built houses. I have built 15 houses, but I like to do it with nature, mud, this, whatever, right? So I pay people to do it. But then the spirit still tells me that's your money. You looking for your wealth, but that's your wealth. But you got to make your hand dirty. I was running away from making my hand dirty. And just a week ago, I went to the store, I bought cement, and I started making my own clay, design that I can use for my project back home. So yesterday, I did some clay and stuff. This morning, my job called me. Oh, you want to come in this morning to go to work? I'm like, I already have a plan to go finish my project. I said, no, I'm not going to work. And I realized I was killing myself. I was blocking my own money.
Just keep it TikTok friendly. You can't say the K word.
Okay, I was just blocking myself.
Right.
Now going back to the pharmacy as the Maya as pharmacy, I always believe in that. Where I go,
Let me stop you because I want to share something. All right. The main thing I want people to realize, in everything I teach and everything I say, you have to embrace your own power. Okay. It's never something outside of you. I want everyone to listen to this very carefully. It's nothing outside of you. Okay. It's never, the universe wants me to do this or the universe wants me to do that. No. The universe is here to serve you. A lot of people can't struggle with that. The universe is here to serve you. You're not here to serve the universe. The universe is here to serve you. That's why it's giving you laws and energy to bring about certain things in the world. The universe is here to serve you. When we understand that, but the thing is that because we don't understand how to make the correct request, we don't get what we want. See, does anyone know what your request to the universe is? What is your request based upon the teachings? Y'all know some of y'all know my teachings, and some of y'all should know this through manifestation and stuff like that. How do you make a request to the universe or prayer? How do you pray to the universe? Does anyone know?
Stay silent. Stay silent.
Nope. Come on.
You start how to use your words. You ask it it will give you anything that you want. First of all, you got to figure out what you want before you ask for what you want, and then you need to surround yourself in the thing that you want, and that's where you change your thought pattern. So you have to embody what you want, so that you align yourself with what you're asking for.
I'm gonna make it even easier for everyone. The word starts with an F.
But figure it out.
No.
Affirmation.
Nope. That's right, Nikki.
Frequency.
Your frequency. Everyone listen to this.
Oh, I described it, but I didn't say it.
Right. You was all around it. You always do that, Nigel. You're all around it. Never right in the bullseye. You're all around it. You never get a 10. You get a 9, 9.5, 8. You never get the 10. You all around it. The deal is, it's your frequency. Listen, what you are, you manifest, right? When you have your identity, what comes out of that? Your frequency. Where do your frequency go? Your frequency goes into the quantum field or the universe, right? And then that universe delivers the subject of your frequency in your reality. Oh man, I hate to use all those words.
It narrows you back.
I don't want to be confusing. I want everyone. Hold on. I want everyone to get it. I want to make sure I get this point across. Your prayer to God is like your universe to the quantum field or the universe. Understand? Your prayer to God. When you say, God, give me this, God, give me that, God, give me this. Now, anybody here, whenever you pray, you get it? If you get it 100% of the time, I want you to either come up on the chat, I want you to say it, or I want you to put it in the chat, because I need some questions answered. If you get everything you pray for, I want to ask you some questions. Does anyone pray and they always get it? Okay, good. I'm glad no one came up and said yes. Okay, I'm glad no one said yes. Okay. Okay, Gigi says she does. Okay, Gigi, come up on the panel. I'm gonna bring you up because I have a question. If everything you pray for you get, I have some questions. Okay, Gigi. Let me see if I can bring Gigi up. Gigi, come up on the panel if you can. There we go. All right. Now, all right. So, inquiring minds want to know, how do you pray and everything you pray for you get?
Okay, Jeff, I apologize. I think I may have misconstrued because I do pray and I do get what I ask for. That's why I'm very mindful of what I pray for. But I also can say that I've had amazing mentors along the way, whether it have been formal or informal. And
Uh-huh.
so even with like speaking to you, I've noticed that I've been able to manifest like quicker. So that's what I would rather say,
Okay.
because honestly when you're still working on I want to say tailoring and strengthening your
Mhm.
ability to lock into the frequency that you desire, you do have to be mindful of what you pray for. And that's why I'm mindful of how I utilize the love inside of my heart,
Mhm.
because we are still, working in this 3D. And so there are things that can sway you and influence you. And so I also pray that if it's not in Yahweh's will for my life, remove it. So there's
Okay.
layers to it.
Now
It's
that
not
was that. Now
just,
listen,
oh,
that was a big thing you said right there. You said in Yahweh's will, right? You mean God's will,
correct,
right?
correct,
Okay. Let me ask you a
correct.
question. Do you
Yes,
believe that you are a co-creator with God?
yes.
Okay. If you are a co-creator with God, can pieces of the puzzle not be in line with the puzzle?
Yes, I do, because you don't see
Hold
everything.
on, hold on.
Yes.
Let me go
Okay.
back to the
I'm
illustration.
pausing. I'm pausing.
Can pieces of the puzzle be out of line with the puzzle?
No, because then it wouldn't be a piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. So
Okay.
if you are a co-creator with God, how can you ever be out of the will of God?
Mm, you listen. Elevation. Elevation.
Now let me help everybody. I'm gonna help everybody. You see what she I'm gonna help everybody get 100% of everything you pray for. How many people want that answer? Put a yes in the chat if you want that answer. Come up on the panel, say yes. I'm gonna give you this answer. I'm gonna give you the answer to get 100% of everything you pray for. Okay. First and foremost, I'm gonna if you get an aha moment from this, just put aha in the chat. Listen up. God never says no.
Mm. Ooh.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We blocking him.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's what you got to be careful with what you ask for as well, and not being
Listen,
careful because
listen,
then,
listen up, listen up.
come
Hold up.
on,
Let me finish.
I'm
Let
listening.
me. I gotta co-sign this. Because some people are saying, hold
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
I don't read things. Let's talk about. Let's talk about it. Yeah, thank you. Just Jay said, aha. Listen, everyone. Can you manifest something that you are not?
Ooh,
No,
that's a good
not at
question.
all. No.
You cannot. It is impossible because the source of your manifestation, remember, the inward reality creates the outward form. You cannot be experiencing anything that's not coming out of you because you're the source of it.
Right. It's like you're connected to something and you're observing that. So it's that
Absolutely.
if that
100%.
wasn't in you, it wouldn't
100%.
like jump. Yeah, okay.
Now hold up. If that's true, that means your reality and your identity always is in resonance. Does everyone understand what I'm saying?
Can you repeat it, Chuck?
Okay. All right. The source, that's why I was trying to go to the board. Okay, imagine this. In this hand, this is your identity. Now,
A
one
cord.
of
Yeah,
the things,
imagine a cord coming out of that identity
right,
connecting to
right.
something.
Imagine a cord coming out of that identity, a straw. Okay, so the juice is going through the straw, right? It goes to the house, which is the quantum field, the universe, right? The universe gets that juice and now takes that energetic juice and make it physical juice in your reality. So that reality can't be nothing more than the frequency or the juice that went through the straw. That juice came out of your identity. So when you change your identity, you change your you change your frequency, which changes your reality. Now remember this. Okay, if that's true, then how can your reality have you how can you have something in your reality that is not what you are?
Mm.
And then if that's true, then everything your frequency asks for, the universe gives it.
Mm-hmm.
So every prayer, when you pray correctly, I'm not talking about what comes out of your mouth. I'm talking about what frequency you're vibrating on. That's your prayer.
Oh wow.
I want everybody to
Boom
get this.
shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka
Listen,
laka.
That makes so much
You just
sense,
hit on the
right?
nail, brother. You
Because
hit on the nail. That's
the universe
You gotta
only
say that
can
listen,
again, brother.
identify the
You gotta say that
listen,
authentic.
again.
frequency resident. Frequency
listen to
resident.
this. Listen to this, everyone. I'm gonna help you. Every prayer you pray, what
Mm.
I not now that's religious language. Let me give you scientific language. Let me discern that in a scientific way. Every frequency you vibrate on will show up in your reality. Okay? Every frequency that you vibrate on will show up in evidence in your reality, or whatever prayer you pray, the quantum field or the universe or God will always answer.
Wow.
Exchange the word quantum field for God and the word frequency for prayer.
If you be, yeah. Wow. Wow.
I love it, brother.
Okay? So now,
That
all
was
right.
something new.
That is
Okay.
something for sure.
Okay.
Wow.
So now, the reason why people have unanswered prayer is because they pray based upon reality and not pray based upon identity.
That's what up.
Frequency.
Oh wow.
Frequency.
Ooh-wee.
Come
When
on.
you are asking for something that you're not, the universe doesn't even hear you.
Mm.
That's why the Bible says you don't get what you want because you pray amiss.
Mm.
You're not in line. Your prayers are not in line with your identity.
So you
You're
miss what you
asking,
pray.
you're asking for $1 million and you can't even budget 40,000.
Ooh wee.
Ouch.
Listen, right? That's it.
God, give me a Lamborghini, and you just crashed your 10-speed bike.
Ooh wee.
I'm
Ooh
sorry.
wee.
Oh, I need a husband. I need a husband. I need a husband. But all of your friends are single.
Mm.
Your ideology is single. You don't even have any idea what a wife looks like. Your attributes. Now, listen, I'm not saying you're a bad person. You're just not equipped to navigate that water.
Oh, Jeff.
And the reality is
Management.
good or bad, you're contradicting yourself.
100%. You're not in line. The universe is about alignment.
Now, isn't that a system?
When you are in line with the universe, whatever you ask, you will get. Whatever you ask, meaning whatever you vibrate on, which means that now you got to go back to identity because your identity is not set. How many people ever heard somebody say, put a 3 in the chat? Have you ever heard somebody say, that's just who I am. I was born this way and I'm unalive this way. How many people have heard people say that?
Way too much.
Way too much.
I
Right.
literally
Now,
heard
if
like
they're
8 times
saying that,
yesterday.
let's think about it. If they're saying that, that same person didn't want to say, oh, I want to manifest this or I want to manifest that. How can you've already shut the door on your manifestation? Every manifestation you have should cause you to go through catastrophic changes.
Wow.
No one can manifest something different if they have not become somebody different.
Would you
It is.
correlate that like to the
And
butterfly
realistically,
transition?
anybody who
Like the
understands the power of
motion stages?
manifestivity is not going to manifest subtly.
Hold on 1 second. This is who had a question? The young lady. Who said that? Gigi? Was that you?
No, I
No, it
was asking a
wasn't.
question.
Who was that? Press?
Like, yes, sir. It like I was asking, would you liken it to like the process of the butterfly, like the molting stages and stuff? When you say like catastrophic changes, like there has to be like a deconstruction in order for us to be reconstruction, kind of put in a right image within ourselves. Like instead of walking in crisis, identity crisis,
I
we
think
now come into
I
like a
think I think
fullness
your
of I
illustration.
am.
Hold on. I think your illustration of the butterfly was 1,000% on point. Notice this, everyone. The caterpillar wants to travel the world. Can he?
Not in that present form, not in that
Not in
caterpillar
that present
form.
form. That's
Hmm.
right.
Not
In
in that
order for
caterpillar
him to
form.
experience a different reality, that remember, the reality is still there. There's
It
other
sure
butterflies
is.
flying around, but he can't experience it because he's in the wrong form or the wrong identity. He has to go in a cocoon and stay cramped in that cocoon and go through. This is why I tell everyone manifestation puts pressure on you, not your world. You have to go through some uncomfortability because everything is new now. You can't listen. Okay, now we're going to go through something really quick. All right. Someone put your mic on mute because there's a lot of noise in the background. Okay, listen, everyone listen to this. Check this out. All right. When you first go into your fourth dimension and you're imagining something, right? You imagining, let's say, a big house. All right. Now you're radiating with the energy of that fourth dimensional reality that you experience in your fourth dimension, right? Now, when you come into your third dimension, you still look the same. Your company has not changed, right? So now you got a clean house because all the people that's been hanging around you now, they know you was having a 1 bedroom apartment. You just been now you radiating with the energy of a mansion, 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. Okay. So now those people coming to you talking about, girl, did you get your rent this month? I don't know. Because man, rent is hard, rent is high. Guess what? You now you sit there and you go like this. Well, I'm thinking mansion right now. Girl, how you thinking a mansion? You barely paying your you see what I'm saying? Now, how many times you gonna keep entertaining that conversation that has nothing to do with your energy? Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
So now what will happen is you will start saying stuff like this. Yeah, but I heard you can fix your credit and then you can get online, make some money, do some vlogging and stuff like that, make some money, and then we can get in that mansion. Old friends, those that you love, is saying stuff like this. Why you want a big house like that? You know how hard it is going to be to clean that house? And I'm sitting, and you're sitting there going, girl, I ain't cleaning no big house. I got a housekeeper. I ain't mowing no lawn. I got a groundskeeper. I ain't cooking. I got to cook.
Period.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
now you're out of resonance with them. You don't have to delete them. They can't navigate. They'll fall away. I'm tired of talking to her. All she want to talk about is mansions. I'm tired of talking to him because he's talking about finding one woman and being in love with her and get over, man. Man, you sound like a simp. Man, you capping. Brother, how many of you guys heard this before? Oh, you capping. Oh, you ain't making no sense. Man, you just gonna want a woman to walk, just walk you around by the nose. And you want a masculine woman. You want a woman. You hear all that, right? That is because you have changed. It's not their fault, it's yours. Because remember, you're no longer subject to cause and effect. The law of cause and effect, you're not subject to that anymore because you are causing an effect.
And should you even be
Sometimes
discussing
people
it with
allow
them, knowing
themselves.
that?
I want everybody, did everybody get what I just said?
Yeah, that's real. That's why I wonder, should you even be discussing it with them, knowing that, and not being like rude about it, but also knowing what you have in store and understanding that they may not understand that.
Well, let me tell you something, Gigi. Here's the thing though. When you go into the fourth dimension and you come out, you still look the same. They don't know no different.
Mm,
They don't
yeah.
know no difference. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times you don't even think you're different. You think
Mm,
that, yeah, things are a little bit different, but you don't really know how different you really are. You know, after I kept going to my fourth dimension, I kept seeing myself in the fourth dimension.
mm,
In my fourth dimension, I don't see myself using profanity. In my fourth
mm.
dimension, I don't see myself wearing clothes looking all crazy looking. In my fourth dimension, I don't see myself owning a vehicle. I see myself traveling so much, just wherever I go, I rent a Corvette.
I know that's right.
See,
Morpheus, I'm
so
starting to
now what happens is now I start to talk. I try to talk to my family and can't.
Hmm.
It's almost painful. How
That's
many
what I'm
people?
saying.
How many people experience this?
Yes.
Check this out. Put a 5 in the chat. If you experience pain with talking to people that knew you before you started meditating, going into your fourth dimension, thinking about your future life, what you're manifesting, your $1,000,000, you're traveling the world. Doesn't those conversations kind of get almost painful? Don't they start to irk you? Now I'm gonna ask a guy I know, Niger. See, I know because he tells me all the time, man, I was talking to this dude. This dude ain't never getting it. Man, this girl over
Yep,
here, she ain't
yep,
trying to. Yo,
yep. I
because
still, you know what though? I still talk to him,
I know,
and he
no,
Mm,
still
no.
don't
And
get it.
listen, I was gonna cover that, and let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something.
hmm.
And he keeps talking to them, and I tell him all the time, Nigel, you shouldn't be in those conversations. Let me tell you, and listen, hold on. He keeps talking to them because he loves them.
Hmm.
That's why I don't beat them up all the time about that.
Exactly. Yep, I
He
figured that
loves
out.
them. Listen, he loves them. Even though it's like moth to a flame. The flame will unalive that moth, but it's still attracted. I'm telling you. And remember, there is a law of detachment.
Can I ask a question?
Can I? Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, but I think it matters upon the person. Certain people can and certain people cannot, but I think it's you knowing which one you are. Am I saying that correctly?
Let me share with you. Do you see what you just did? Did you see the limit that you put on yourself and on people? You said some can, some can't, right? I say all can and
Hmm.
all can't. Your choice.
Period. Oh, yes.
See
And
how that's different than what I'm saying, though. I mean,
No,
because it
because let me tell you what you just said. Listen what you said. If I say some can and some can't, does that sound like expansion or does that sound like limit?
It sounds like limit.
It's limit because you said some,
It's limit.
not all.
You just said some can and some can't, right?
It's
Is that
division.
it's not right? No, hold on. No, I want the sister to answer. Am I correct?
yes, I suppose.
Yeah, think about it. No, you don't have to suppose. Think about it. When you say, if you say some can and some can't, you're limiting their abilities to change. If they can evolve, then it's not that they can't. They may not be able to do it right now, but down the road, who has their mic on? Making a lot of noise in the background.
That's Gigi.
Okay.
sorry about
All
that.
right. No,
That's
no
okay.
problem.
Turning it
No
off.
problem. But listen what I'm saying. Because that's where I was on the subway. That's why it took me 49, almost 50 years to get off. Because I said there's things I can do and there's things I can't do. And it limited my mind to now use personal development to change. I never say that again. I never, no, not some can, some can't. Some will and some won't. That's a different statement.
But all can.
But all can. Their potential is to be whatever they want, do whatever they want. But will they? That's a different question. And that's a different statement. All of them can. There's nobody under the sound of my voice can't become a millionaire. Not one person under the sound of my voice, I don't care how old you are, everybody under the sound of my voice can run a marathon. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. They got people doing the marathon in a wheelchair.
They said we all away from being a millionaire, one decision away
Yeah,
from being
absolutely. One change in your thinking, one adjustment. You are, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a step-by-step process. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a step-by-step process. Let me show you something. And I use her, and I love her because she's one of my best clients, one-on-one client. I don't gonna say her name, but she knows who I'm talking about. She was going through my program, and in the beginning, this is a woman that would never talk loud. She would, talk real low. And yeah, well, I don't know. She had been in other programs and she stopped going to them because she didn't feel like they was helping her and things like that. She didn't like to talk out with, blah, blah, blah. And I used to tell her, come on. And I was just, and she used to be like, this dude, I would get on the phone. Come on, say it with me. I am a finisher. And every task I start, I finish. Say it like that. She would say, I am a finisher. And every task I start, I finish. No, say it like this. I'm a finisher. And every time, and I was, and I know people would be saying, dude, what are you doing? I knew what I was doing. And she said, and then she started getting more energetic with it, right? And then, long story short, she just qualified for the last aspect of my training, which is she gets a virtual reality helmet, and she actually goes to places in her fourth dimension in virtual reality. So anyway, so now I just met with her the other day. She says to me, I have to do something. I said, what's that? This is that same quiet, meek woman. I got to do something. I got to change my goal. I said, what you mean? She said, I want to be a speaker. I want to be on stage. I want to be talking to people. I was like, listen to you. She said, let me tell you. And then I want to travel, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I said to her, do you see how much you have changed? How you have evolved? She identifies totally different now. That's the key, is always know that you can be exactly who you want to be. Not by accident, not without you intentionally. How many people, and remember, y'all know how I do here, so I'm gonna ask you questions. How many people intentionally built the identity that they currently possess? Now remember, I want everybody to remember, I'm going to ask you questions.
Ask me a question. I want to answer. I did.
Have you intentionally built it?
How did I intentionally? Because I have to go. Yeah, funny guy.
I can tell you I did not intentionally build mine. It's been forged by things.
It was default, right?
Default. Okay, hold on. Now,
okay,
now hold on. Go ahead, now. I'm sorry.
Okay, so how I built, I'm gonna, I always have to do the martial arts thing. So, through an experience in my life, I said I would never become a victim of physical abuse ever in my life again. So what I did was I immersed myself into martial arts. I thought it, ate it, sleep it. I still do the same thing. I got 3 different higher belts. I won crazy trophies in fighting. I didn't even, what's funny? You would know this. I didn't
Now
do a lot of practice.
hold on. Now you enroll. Now this is where we break down what you're saying, your life experience right now, Nigel, into a framework. What was the steps? Because what you're saying is absolutely accurate. What you're saying is accurate. What were the steps?
The steps is I got enough courage to go down and sign up.
Okay, you signed up for what?
I signed up for my first school.
Okay, your first what?
First martial arts school.
Okay. Now, and what did you do? Who were you under? What was his name?
His name was Sensei Gentry.
Sensei Gentry. All right. So you put yourself onto mentorship coaching, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now that coach. Now, you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going though.
Exactly. Now you put yourself under mentorship coaching, and that coach now, because you knew what he did, right? He was a sensei in the martial arts, which helped you manifest the reality of never being subject to physical abuse again. Correct?
Exactly. Yep.
Did everyone follow that? I want everyone to, did everybody follow what I just did? Did y'all see how I broke that down step by step what he did?
Yes.
Okay, now that will work with anybody. His first step was what? He figured out a problem in his life. He didn't want to experience it no more. So he understood I have to become someone different in order not to repeat the reality that I've had.
I like that breakdown.
Did everybody get that?
Said though. Yes, sir,
Yeah,
I did.
that's amazing.
You see what he did? Yes, he evaluated. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Nigel didn't know the steps. All Nigel knew was there was something I don't want in my life, meaning I want another reality. He said, okay, I am not equipped to give myself my current identity is not equipped to manifest the reality I want. So he found someone who could mentor him, that he could subject himself under, be mentored to now become someone different. And here's what I want everyone to understand. And you don't have to, hear me, or you can believe whatever you want. But when people talk to you about manifestation, if they don't talk about identity transformation, you better ask yourself, is this really the direction I want to go in? Because the you that you are today, the reality that everyone under the sound of my voice, 135 people in the chat, everybody under the sound of my voice today, the reality that you have it because you qualified for it. And if you want to qualify for something different, you have to become somebody different.
Now, can I say something, brother?
Yes.
My situation is a little different from the previous speaker.
Okay.
My situation was, for me, being born, I knew something was special. I couldn't just touch it.
Say that again.
I said from birth, like growing up in my life, I just had a feeling of something special about me.
Okay.
And I was great in school, but I didn't like school. If I focus on school, I can do it, but I just choose not to, right? Okay. But my situation was more about, now I can see it. I was running away from myself. I was trying, like you said, identity. I was trying to be something I wasn't, right? And every time I tried to live that life, I got beat down. I got the worst.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, sir.
Did you go to a professional to help you?
No, never did.
And this is that's why you got beat down, sir.
Never did. But I love it.
Hold on. You didn't get beat down because you was trying to be somebody different. You got beat down because you was not skillful at what you was trying to be.
True. And I see it as a class.
Check it out. Now hold on. And let me explain something to you. The universe is not biased. It doesn't make some people special and some people not. It doesn't do that. The universe, everybody, remember this. A fish trying to fly is not special. A fish in the water is special. Same fish, different environment. Okay? So it's not that everybody want to think they're special. And you are special from the point of no one has your fingerprints. There's never been another one like you unless you got a twin, and even twins are different. You're absolutely right. If you want to say that's special, then fine, you are. But it's very important that we understand that when you're talking about laws and principles, we're all the same. You could be big, you could be little, you could be fat, you could be skinny, you could be ugly, you could be cute. Jump off the roof. Gravity treats you just like it treats everyone else. So what I'm gonna say to you, sir, is I want you to think about sometimes like the language that you use, because whether you know it or not, you're limiting your ability to become. You were not destined to be something. Your destiny comes out of your choice. Because remember this, if the universe can point out your destiny, if you fail, whose fault is it?
It's my, I realize it's my blessing.
Let me go back to the question. I want you to hear the question and listen to the question before you answer. If the universe has destined you to do something and you fail at it, whose fault is it?
I blame myself.
Okay, that's. I'm glad you answered it that way. You can blame yourself, but it's not your fault because it wasn't your choice.
That's true.
Exactly. So it's the universe's fault, or quote unquote God's fault. And we know God is perfect, right? Everyone want to believe that God is perfect? Okay. Well, check this out. God is so perfect, he doesn't make your choices for you. You make them. And I'm going to tell you something. Let's take it to a whole nother level. You don't make, everyone listen to me. You don't make correct choices. You make choices and then your actions make it correct or incorrect. If you got an aha moment from that, put an aha in the chat.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
I'm going to say that, what I said again. You don't make a correct choice. You make a choice, and then you either make that choice correct or incorrect by your actions.
Is that like you can't steer a parked car?
It's kind of like that, but it's more important. The real understanding of that is that when you embrace that information I just shared, you truly become the God of your world. Not the God of the world, not the God that created the trees and the land and all that, but the God of your reality, you become that. I didn't make a correct choice by teaching on TikTok. I made a choice to teach on TikTok, and through my actions, I made it correct.
Wow.
Oh, I married the wrong person. No, you didn't. You made a choice, and you made that choice incorrect because you were not willing to become what needed to become to make it successful. Oh boy, I'm stepping on some toes right now. I can hear it right now.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
you
people
know you
going
on some
crazy.
toes. Yes.
You know what?
I
You know
know I'm
what?
beating some people up right now.
But it's
You
the
are, you
truth.
are.
It's the
That
You know,
truth.
is
I
Even
true.
when
got
I look
that
at what you
answer.
said about being a
Yeah,
wife, it's the truth.
yeah, it is the truth though.
You
We
know
was
what?
talking about
Listen,
it.
I got that. I got that earlier from you.
listen. This is why you got to be so careful with the choices you make, because you have to ask yourself, am I willing to become the type of person that will make that choice correct?
And it's like spiritual, mental, and emotional stocks and bonds. You're not going to know the dividends or the payouts until you get down that road. And you're going to be making the investment now, but you're going to determine at a later date what the circumstances are due to your experience, whether or not that choice was the right one or a
Well,
sound decision for your.
no. Or you will see. That's what it is. A millionaire friend of mine, one of my mentors, said this. He said, "Jeff, I can tell you how far you're going to go from a success standpoint, whether you're going to be a success or not." He said, "I only got to ask you two questions." I said, "Okay, what's those questions?" He said, "The first question is, are you teachable?" I said, "Well, I would like to think so. That I'm teachable." He says, "Okay. Second question: do you have an open mind?" I said, "I would like to think that." He said, if you can say yes to both of those, your limits are actually unlimited. But if you can't answer both of those questions with an affirmative, then you're limited. Because if you, the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open, ladies and gents. And if you decide to close your mind, then you limit your growth. How many people know that when you have an injury, right? If blood, which life is in the blood, if blood stops going there, that limb will unalive.
Yes. We
How
know.
many people know as long as blood is circulating through it, it can heal?
Yep. Yep.
And it's the same thing with your mind, your life, and everything else. Once circulation stops, once you stop growing, once you stop moving, once you stop eating, all of those things will cause you to unalive in whatever area, not necessarily biologically unalive. You will unalive from a personality standpoint. Your marriage, stop putting lifeblood into your marriage. Watch what happens to it. Stop buying new stuff to your house and painting and taking care of your house. Watch what happens. Stop taking care of your body physically. Watch what happens. Movement, growth, ascension, that's life. And when that goes, so does the life. So in manifestation, I want everyone to understand, in manifestation, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the new stuff is always uncomfortable.
Wow. You know, I
And
bet.
let me tell you something. It
I
should
like
be
it.
quiet. It should be real quiet right now. You know why? Because I want a lot of people to really see. Because what's making everyone quiet right now is people are thinking about times in their lives. Oh, sweat. Wait a second. You mean I had control of that? Wait a second. You mean that wasn't a bad choice? It was because my actions, my choice of actions, is what unalived that thing. Ooh. It makes you metacognizant. Anyone that don't know what that is, I'll explain it. Metacognizant or metacognition is thinking about why you're thinking the way you're thinking. And when you become metacognizant, you now become the observer. And the strength and the power is always, always, always with the observer. Just everybody, just let it marinate. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. Yeah. So manifestation is not about changing your world. It's like the little boy told Neo, don't try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. And Neo was looking at the spoon bending. He's like, what do you mean it's impossible? You're bending the spoon. He says, no, bending the spoon is impossible. All you have to do is recognize the truth. And Neo said, what's the truth? He said, there is no spoon. So the thing that's bending is you. If you change, your world automatically changes. It changes because of the fact that the rule of the universe is everything should be in balance. If you have a 5 personality, or 5 reality or 5 identity, if you stay around people with a 1 identity, it just can't even happen. The universe will split in half because you're not in resonance. You're not in resonance. And Polly said, I'm about to do the work. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's why I wrote the book I wrote, because I was wondering why was here I am, I was sleeping on the subway trains, and I was sitting there going, why am I struggling like this? And I see people I know, they can't be that much smarter than me, but they got houses, they got cars, they got families. Why am I on this train going through what I'm going through? What the hell? And then I began to realize, I said, it got to be the thinking. He has to be thinking different than I am. So here's what I learned, and I learned this from Brian Tracy. Remember that name, Niger? I remember this guy, Brian Tracy. And Brian Tracy said he would go in a place and he was doing real estate. He's selling cars. No, real estate. And he was trying to sell real estate and he couldn't sell real estate. So what he did was he found out the top guy in the office. And he went to that guy. He said, yo, dude, what are you doing that I'm not doing? And the young man showed him. And when he started doing what the young man was doing, he started reaping some of the benefits the young man was reaping. And I will tell anybody that if there's an area in your life that you're struggling, go find someone that's doing it successfully and emulate what they're doing. That's why I love it when people say, oh, I'm self-taught. I'm like, really? We need to talk. I need to ask you some questions. Because if you're self-taught, you really got to talk to me about what are you teaching you since you already know it. Did everybody hear what I just said? Anybody here was self-taught? If you were self-taught, put a 6 in the chat. If you were self-taught, come up on the mic and say, I was self-taught. I didn't need nobody to teach me. I taught myself. That's a trick question, everyone.
Does that include watching it?
No.
I was gonna say I learned a lot of stuff by watching.
Oh, 100%. I can tell you right now, when I first started doing the martial arts, my mother didn't have enough to go to watch time. Enter the Dragon, A Fist of Fury, and Chinese Connection.
But can I say something? So when you said self-taught, that I'm trying to grasp what you
Hold
say.
on, brother. I'm gonna come to you next. I think Press, you had something.
I was just trying to make like the connection to make sure, because I'm literally jotting down things, not just that you're saying, but like firecrackers is going off in my mind and everything.
Okay.
What I believe I'm hearing you address, in just the range of what you've been saying, is like enlarging our capacity, like being able to recognize if there's a limitation in our knowledge that's obviously going to cause a limitation in our ability, and then being able to seek out, like you said, someone who's knowledgeable, skillful, effective, things like that. Now we put ourselves in a position to be stretched even through discomfort, that we are now being able to birth something new first within ourselves in thought process, and then manifest the evidence through action.
No, you're in line with everything you're saying is absolutely right.
Okay, I just want.
Okay,
Okay.
this is the end. Says doubt destroys one's access to future inheritance they have already left in their future in the past. Okay, I know where you're going with that. Not really what we're talking about, but I see where you're going with that. It's just a saying, a motto. Okay, I got you.
I want to ask a question.
Wait. Hold on. I think Gola had a question. Gola, you first.
Yeah, my question or saying, like, I would listen to the guy go and register for a gym or that, seeking for mentorship.
Okay.
Like, for me, I just never had no mentorship. Like, I would say right now,
How old are
you
you?
the first.
Hold on 1 second. How old are you, Gola?
I'm 46 now.
Okay. All right.
You
Now you
know,
said go ahead.
you
No,
like
go
my
ahead.
mentor. You like the first person I ever watched on TikTok or internet that sound like me. Like, I feel like, it's like my mentor. I don't know
Okay.
you, but I feel you're the first sound person I ever talked to.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Niger?
Yeah. So you know the guy that I always tell you about that I just watch, right? At first, I used to watch him and get upset, and so I found I evolved. I watch him now to be a constant reminder, because we both grew up across the street from each other. So I've been knowing him since I was 8 years old. Now, you know my leaps and bounds. We had the same startup. Matter of fact, he went to college. So what I have done should have virtually been impossible. And you from Brooklyn, you know, me growing up in the South Bronx in the time I did, what you know that I have done, I shouldn't have been able to do. So I look at him to be a consistent reminder that this is what you would have done. And if you go back to even thinking like that, that's what's going to happen to you. And that's a constant reminder. So it pushes me forward a lot more. And he even said to me, he said, I don't want you to go. He said that verbatim. He said, I do not want you to leave. I said, brother, I gotta go. It's no way I could live like this anymore. And you know something too? Every time I go overseas, I look up at the sky and say, bro, you grew up in the South Bronx. Say, you did a whole bunch, man. And I thank the universe for instilling inside me the hunger to want to do better and be more and not be like that. And they still
I think you don't give yourself enough credit,
like
Nigel.
that.
And that's why I'm gonna get on your case like I always do. You don't give yourself enough credit, my brother. The universe didn't establish that in you. You made a choice, and then you made the choice correct. You have to give yourself more credit, Nigel. Ain't nothing outside of you. You could have ended up in work. You know what you've been through. You know stuff you did that could have you in a cage for the rest of your life. And you know what, Nigel? You excelled. You ascended. You became greater. That wasn't the universe that did that. That was you and your choices. So just like I get on you when you do something crazy, I'm going to lift you up when you do something great. You don't realize how much you have become and evolved. And I will always tell you that.
Appreciate you,
Do
big bro.
not, ladies and gentlemen, do not minimize the greatness that you have brought in your life. No outside force did it.
And if you're willing to,
God didn't do it for you. You did it.
That's true, bro.
And I want everyone to get that. You make little of your accomplishments, but you make your inadequacies huge. I did that for years. Oh, Jeff, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing getting a scholarship. That was just easy for you. No, it wasn't. Trigonometry, calculus, algebra, isosceles triangle, a right 90-degree right triangle. The Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Still remember that stuff. No, Jeff, it wasn't easy. You became great in that because of the price you paid. You became a United States Marine, Jeff, and went through all 6 years. You did that. No outside force beyond you. And let me tell you guys that believe that God has a hand in it. Let me tell you something. And especially if you're a parent. When your child goes out and accomplishes great things, do you feel good because your child says, oh yeah, my mama? Or do you feel good just because he accomplished it and you sitting there going, baby, you ain't even got to mention my name. It's all about you. Put a 2 if it's all about your baby, or put a 1 if you want your child to make sure he acknowledges you. I see some 2s. Because I'm telling you right now, and if you want that for your child, if God is God and he loves you more than you love your child, don't you think God is saying, you ain't got to mention me? I created you great. So do your thing. Exactly. God ain't saying, you better give me my praise or else I'm send a lightning bolt and eliminate your whole block. What? That don't even make sense.
You're a teacher, bro. You're a teacher. You're a real teacher.
it would.
Thank you. Appreciate
It's
it.
my perspective that if you're not willing to credit yourself for those accomplishments, it shows somebody who's out of tune, and likely you would not take accountability for your shortcomings as well. In those areas where you can make adjustments, where you can evolve and change, you'd be less inclined to see it as that because you don't see the true power you hold in those decisions that are being made, whether good or bad.
Sometimes that's true, but I've met a lot of people that, a lot of times, let me tell you something. Here's what you'll hear. You'll hear, here's what you'll, yeah. A lot of people, let me say this. I say that out of my personal experience, out of people that I've met. And I've been in positions where I've met thousands of people that have said, if it happens good, if it's good, God did it. But if it's something wrong, I did it. And I don't think you're wrong with saying if something goes wrong, it's your fault. But I do think you're wrong in saying if it's good, it's God that did it. No, 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 no. If you're going to take the fault, take the benefit. That's balance if you're talking about the universe.
Coach, when I hear you saying that, it's almost like a light shining on the like inner prisons that we may have gotten accustomed to. Um, just this disassociation with self, where we may minimize um, that it thing that's within us. Like I put in the chat, when we credit the Most High, right? Indeed, He made us, as He said, in His image and likeness. You don't hear Him say anything that He's done or made that's not good. Everything that He created there, He said, it is good, it is good, it is good. And even when it came to us, He says it is very good. So we've been kind of subliminally or even boldly or whatever you want to call it, conditioned to kind of imprison ourselves to a large extent, and
Well,
then
what it is that
that's
we've
hindering
been taught.
manifestation.
What you're saying is absolutely right. We've been taught to minimize what we do well. We've been taught to minimize it. And you don't do that. Some of the things that my man said was absolutely right. If you're never taught to accept the greatness of who you are, and you only accept the flaws, you're never going to grow into all that you're supposed to be. And my whole thing with all of these lives and all me speaking and sharing is to take the lid off. So those that come after me don't have to suffer some of the things I had to go through to get to this point. I was the one sleeping on the subways in New York City. I was that dude. I remember stealing Suzy Q cakes. I'm going to show you how old I am right now. Suzy Q cakes and a pint of milk. That was my lunch. That was lunch. I remember when we would go in, remember the snorkel coats with the dog hair? Remember that? You tied a little string inside. Yeah. So one of us would go in with the snorkel with the string tied, and we would throw Suzy Q cakes in there while the other one talked to the person behind the counter. I remember that. I remember the cookies came for $1. The cream cookies, the black and white. Yeah. I used to eat those with milk. That was a meal. So when I say look, I could take you all the way back. I remember when the minimum wage was $2.65. So when I say and I share some of the things I share, I let people know. I remember being in the house and there was no food in the house. Now let me make sure I distinguish this. I'm not talking about no food you want to cook. I'm not talking about rice and flour. No. I'm talking no food. The only we had a couple of pieces of bread. We had the two ends because nobody wanted to eat the ends of the Wonder Bread. So whoever had the ends, you could eat those. But there was nothing. We did. I remember me and my brother made a concoction to drink, and we had coffee. We had Sanka. Remember Sanka? We had coffee. We put it in there in a big peanut butter jar. We put Sanka in there. We put water in there. We were kids. Now this is how kids think. Anything that looked like sugar, because we didn't have sugar. Anything that we look like sugar or taste like sugar, we put it in there thinking it would sweeten the coffee. So we put toothpaste in there and we mixed it up. We put salt in there. Not salt don't taste like sugar, but it looks like sugar. So maybe that'll work. So we put that in there. That was the nastiest tasting stuff I ever tasted in my life, other than the stuff Nigel told me about. But that stuff was nasty. But you know why we did it? Because there was nothing else in the house. Zero. Okay, and this is when cookies was 2 for a penny. But, and what I'm saying is, I remember when we had holes in our socks. So you had one pair that had holes in the toe. And then you had another pair that had holes in the heel. So you had to wear 2 pair of socks so that the whole foot was covered. I remember when, if it was raining outside, we had to cut out cardboard and put it in our shoes and wear plastic around our feet because we had holes in our sneakers. So when I talk about struggle and going through and scarcity, people say, oh, why you always talk about money? Because the money will make a difference in your life. Money determines where you live. Money determines how much you get done during the day. Do you have enough to get an Uber? Do you have enough to have a car? Do you have enough to have a bike? Do you have enough to buy good food? I'm so thankful I got enough money to buy whole grain bread and not that Wonder nonsense. Do they still sell Wonder bread? I don't even know. Yeah.
Yep, they still do sell it. They just had a report on how bad it is.
Right. So I'm just telling everyone, listen, I share the rules and the principles of manifestation so you can look at your life and say, you know what? I might not want the $1 million that Jeff is talking about or Manifest is talking about, but I would love to have a job making $110,000 a year or $140,000 a year or even $80,000 a year. And I'm saying, go get it. All you have to do, remember, the difference in the salaries, right, you got to wonder what is in it. Oh, I love that. Yeah. White bread bad, yes. White bread really bad, yes. So all you have to do is find out what do you have to become to have what you want. And when you do that, you're going to cause synchronicities. Absolutely, Nikki. Yep. You're going to learn synchronicities will happen. Me and Niger met because that was a synchronicity. We were supposed to meet. And when we started talking and realized how much we got in common, we was like, dang. Both was in the military. Both was in the martial arts. Both was in New York. Yeah. Those things happened because we was in line with what we had to manifest. You know, I can tell you right now, Niger saw this before I did. Niger saw me, I think it was, he was coming to my life for about a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. He said, yo, dude, you're going to be bigger. You're going to be like Anthony Robbins, man. You're going to be like Bob Proctor. I said, well, I mean, Bob Proctor is da-da-da-da. He says, no, brother. The way you explain it, I ain't never heard nobody explain it like you. He said, I heard Bob Proctor's great. He's amazing. And he would say it, and I knew who Bob Proctor was. We would go through Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, what's his name? Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas, Bruce Lipton.
Bruce Lipton. Oh, man. Then we started naming Bruce Lee movies. Oh, man. Enter the Dragon, Chinese Connection, Fist of Fury, Game of Death. Then we start talking about Five Fingers of Death. Then we talked about the 10 Grand Masters. Yo, we just had, everything was in like we had in common. We would talk. And people think, oh, we always agree. We don't always agree. Are you kidding me? I remember when I first told Nigel what I was going to price my coaching. Nigel said, ain't nobody going to pay you for that.
I sure did.
Nigel told me straight up to my face, ain't nobody pay. Listen, I had about 3 people on the panel and about 7 people in the chat. Nigel said, ain't nobody going to pay you that kind of money for what you doing. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. But I tell you what, he also told me when I told him, is MindCoding a good chapter, a good name of my book? He said, yo, that name is, you're going to sell millions of copies, thousands and thousands of copies of those. That name is really good. So it's good and bad.
He got balance, right? That's nice. That's good.
Yeah. It's good and bad all the time. It's good and bad all the time. Yeah, all the time. So the thing is that, and I would tell anybody, but with your synchronicities, this is why you want to align with what you're trying to manifest. Because when you align with it, what's going to happen is you're going to draw people in your life. And if you're not aligned, you're not going to notice them. You're not going to know what.
Can I say something about you?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
I you so when I had told him he wasn't gonna get no clients, I was like, you not gonna find anybody there, right? So he said, okay. He just was quiet. I think maybe we might have been on the phone. No, we were on the live, and the dude said, "Do you have one-on-one?" No, not even that one. Yeah, because the first customer I gave you, and he said that she stayed, but then the guy was like, "Do you have one-on-one conversation?" And he's like, "Yo, Nigel, guess what that dude just asked me? The one that was on the live." He was like, he wanted to be a one-on-one. He said, "That's my first customer."
Yep.
I said, but that's when he started believing, and that's
Yeah.
what I was getting at. Is like when you believe,
Yep.
That's why I was telling you. I'm actually today. I have to say, I'm starting to believe everything you, Miss Nikki, a lot of other my friends were saying. Some of the ones that's on the same said that. So I'm starting to actually believe, and I'm seeing myself in that new person. And
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely
Oh,
want to.
absolutely. And Niger, no, and he'll tell you. I was telling Niger years ago. Am I right, Niger? When I
Yep.
first met him, he was driving trucks. I said, Niger, 6 months, you should never have to work again. You will be a millionaire. You'll be making $300,000, $500,000 easy. But he still has to believe it for himself.
I can't. Well, I tell the story. I took off a whole year.
Well,
Now
yeah, he retired. He
I took,
retired.
and then I got
But
another. I got another wild.
but the thing is that, and I'm gonna say this to everybody under the sound of my voice, and I'm gonna tell you right now, some people are gonna receive it. Some people, it's not just about receiving it; it's about actually walking in it. There's people under the sound of my voice right now. If you went step by step by step by step and 100% believed it, you'd be a millionaire in less than a year. A year from now, you'll break $1 million. I can tell right now, under the sound of my voice, all 116 people in the chat and everybody on the panel, I will guarantee you right now, you have 3 New York Times bestsellers in your mind right now. You just don't believe it. That's why you don't write the book. And you know the difference with our YT counterparts? They believe it. Because I'm telling y'all right now, there's people I'm talking to right now. These cats is making $45,000 a month. One guy, over the last 3 years, he's averaged $3 million every year. He's 39. No, he just turned 40. And you want me to tell you something? If you met him on the street, you'd think he was dumb as a doorknob. Until he starts talking about what he does, he's not like a super genius type of dude. He's just not. And he'll tell you, I'm not a super genius. He said, Jeff, real talk, the way you speak better than I do. I said, what? He said, you speak better than I do, dude. He said, your videos will be so much better. He said, you look better than me. I'm 5'7", chubby. You tall, dark, handsome, in shape. I'm like, bruh, just stop. You hurt my feelings right now. You telling me that the only reason I'm not making the money, this dude just bought him a $600,000 Lamborghini. When they delivered it, it was green. And he said, you know what? I don't like that green. Could y'all take that back and give me another color? A Lamborghini. But why? Because he believes it. And this is why I tell y'all all the time, and I say, listen, I want you guys to actually, when you get the book, like most of you have the book already. When you get the book, I want to say to everybody that have the book, don't just read the book one time, because you're still reading it for entertainment and you're not applying what's inside. Read the book, go back, read it again, do all of the experiments and the exercises in the book. If you have a problem, DM me. Hit me up in the DMs. I'll call you. We can sit down and I can walk you through it. Because I'm telling you right now, and once you get the book, oh my God, people are raving already about the code vault. The code vaults, people are getting their code vaults now. And one lady said, yo, this is easily worth almost over $1,000. I said, thank you. She said, no, what, dude, do you know what you created? Bruh, I can open up and code myself with confidence. I can code myself with high self-esteem. I can program myself to be a doer. I can program myself to be a manifester. I can program myself for my mindset. It's just right here in the book. And then you got instructions. He said, yo, it's crazy. It's hot. Yeah. And I'm just saying that nobody under the sun about my voice, I'm not super special and no, the universe is equal. What do you buy? Yeah, just DM me. You guys, anybody that have questions on anything I sell or anything like that, you have to DM me, okay? Because if I talk about it too much on the live, the algorithm looks down on that as me just trying to sell stuff. And that's one of the reasons why we were shadow banned before. So just hit me up in the messages. Yeah, Nigel, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. Oh, this is my cousin. Actually, this is my biological cousin. Hey, Sherry, what's up? How are you? She was one of the first ones who bought the book. She bought the book immediately. She went on Amazon and bought it.
Did I?
How you doing, Sherry?
Good morning, cousin.
How you doing?
I just stopped in because I saw you were here.
Yeah. I be seeing you
And
stopping all the time. I see you stopping all the time.
All right, I'm leaving.
Absolutely,
Love
no
you.
problem. She was the first one. She's the first one actually in my family that bought the book. She actually, and I didn't even ask her to buy it. She just went and said, "Oh, book." She went and bought it, and she said, "I got your book." And she showed me the picture. I said, "Okay." But yeah, so everybody, buy Jeff's cousin. Her name is Sherry, but that's fine. So, do I have anybody have any questions? Any questions on anything we shared? Anything we taught? No.
Cool. You are cool.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to have questions because I'm about to, get into this book for sure, for real.
Oh,
But,
that's fine.
and move forward from there.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So everybody's good. Okay. So let me ask you guys to see. Let me run some tests real quick before I shut it down. All right. So what is the hidden operating system that's running 95% of our lives? Can anyone name the hidden operating system that's running 95% of our lives?
Subconscious mind.
Yeah, subconscious mind.
Okay. We got two people saying subconscious mind. Does everybody agree? Gigi says frequency. Hearts and Home says unconscious, subconscious mind. I got you.
Yeah, more not. The 0-point field.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Identity. Ooh, that's a good answer. What is the name of the book? The name of the book is MindCoding, the New Science. Oh, no. You know what? Elevate. DM me, and I can give you the name of the book. Because I just don't want to get in trouble with these guys anymore. The question was, what is the hidden operating system running 95% of our decisions or our lives? They want to read the book if they can share how it has impacted them. Okay, I'd like to go over vision boards, post-it notes quickly. Okay, London skin. Okay, I got a couple of things I got because people are asking questions. Okay.
Screen with that, bro. Big screen, big.
Okay, all right. Not a problem. Okay, now, all right, let's go. I like me to go over vision boards and post-it notes quickly. Okay, when you say go over it, you got to tell me what kind of questions do you have about it. What kind of questions you have, London skin specialist? Now, let's go down to Golden. Did anyone on the live read the book? If they can share how it has impacted them. Good. Who started reading the book on the panel? Anybody? Nikki, did you start reading the book?
Yes, I've been.
Go ahead.
No, Nigel, go ahead.
No,
Okay.
I was.
Who started? Listen, guys. Who started reading the book?
That's what
I
we were
have.
talking
Who? Nikki?
about. Both of us did.
Okay. Did y'all start? Okay. What
Yes,
chapter?
both of us have.
What chapter are you on, Nikki?
You said what chapter?
Bro, please, bro. Me support, bro. Me happy, bro.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Happy.
Nikki, what chapter are you on?
I'm still reading. I don't even know what chapter I'm on. I've just been reading.
Okay. All right. Nigel, what chapter are you on?
I'm on the first, but but the one that impacted me was the subway one, the beginning,
Yeah.
and
Chapter one. Chapter
chapter
one.
one. Yeah. So what it did was that it just brought out something that I guess I kind of dibble and dabble about,
Mm-hmm.
growing up in the South Bronx, and I mean, of course, I wasn't homeless, but I almost was. But anyway, that one impact that story about the lady, and if you kept doing the same thing, that's how you was gonna wind up. And so I
Mm-hmm.
thought about that. If I would have continued in the '70s, how it
Mm-hmm.
used to be a lot of heroin addicts. Had I
Mm-hmm.
stayed around in that neighborhood, I probably would have been that way. So
Mm-hmm.
because I always think about the petri dish. With
Right.
that's what made me. It always makes me think about that. Whatever you surround yourself with is what you wind up becoming,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 100%. Let me see. There's some people in the chat here. Just Jay. Is it possible you can come up? Oh, Hearts and Homes. Hearts and Homes. Come up on the panel. Request up Hearts and Homes. She can come up, and I know, but she's one of my Hearts and Homes. Oh, the Limitless can come up if she wants. I know she got her book. Hearts and Homes. There we go. I think Luna got her book too. But Heart, yeah,
She
she
did.
did, right?
She did. She did.
Yeah, Luna. Let me see. Luna. Yeah,
In fact, Luna started reading it too.
yeah. I know a couple of people got that book. All right, I'm asking those couple of people to come up. Can y'all come up on the panel? Yes or no? Okay, well, what I will say to anyone that want to know about the book, first of all, the first chapter is my experience, my subway epiphany. And that was when I got to a place where I said, enough is enough, man. I'm either going to keep living this way. And I got a particular sign, literally, I believe it was a sign, that said, listen, if I keep doing what I'm doing, man, I'm going to end up messed up, sick, cold, and staying on the subway for the rest of my life. And, oh, London Skin says, I've read it 2 weeks in. I've been seeing changes. I'm working out. I'm motivated. That's good. That's really good. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But the main thing I would say to everyone is read it because everyone's going to get something else out of it. Everybody's going to experience something else. And, it's an easy read. Yes, it is an easy read. I wrote it that way. I want it to be an easy read. Luna, how are you?
Good to see you.
Absolutely, absolutely, Luna. You got
And I
your book
have
already,
started,
right?
yes, I have started my book. I'm at the beginning, but I am at the I am affirmations.
Oh,
But
okay, okay. So
I've
you're on
been on
chapter
enough
4.
classes. I've been on enough classes of you to know what they are, you know. Yeah, followed by the operational I am affirmations as
Uh-huh.
well. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. How have you liked the book so far? And tell me
I love
something.
it. I
Tell me
love it.
something you got out of it. What's something that stuck with
Well,
you?
what? Because I was on your course already, daily coming into. So I've been with you for quite a while now,
Mm-hmm.
and I find that I'm implementing a lot of things into my life
Mm-hmm.
without even realizing that it's only on reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Even the way I speak, I've changed the way I speak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more outgoing. I'm going for it.
Good, good.
I'm not sure if when we first met, I was going to start to do the radio DJ, and now I'm online every week. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Step by step, step by step. Excellent,
Yeah, actionable
excellent.
steps, as someone said
Actionable,
earlier.
yes, actionable steps. That's major. Thank you, thank you. Hearts and Homes. This is one of my one-on-one clients who's doing amazing. How you doing? Hearts and Homes. Hearts and Homes. You just came up. How you doing? Hello, Hearts and Homes. Oh, did she go?
Yeah, she dropped.
Okay. She probably made a mistake because she had came up. You can come back up, Hearts and Homes. Anyway, but the main thing I want everybody to understand is that you're going to get the most out of the book after you read it 2 times and 3 times and 4 times. That's when you're going to really start seeing major changes. Because of the fact is the first time you're kind of reading it and enjoying it. And that's not really, reading and enjoying it is cool, but applying it is a whole nother animal. I'm recapping chapter 1 through 4. I want to solidify the affirmations and post-it notes before moving forward. Absolutely, London Skin Specialist. Absolutely. Okay, let me say this. How many people know the neuroscience of belief? That's chapter 2. How many people know the neuroscience of belief? There's a statement that substantiates that. Does anyone know what the neuroscience of belief is? I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help everybody out. And then we're probably going to end it after that. Let me help everybody out. The neuroscience of belief is neurons that fire together, wire together. What do you mean it's whatever Malinix? Okay. Does everyone understand that? Neurons, I would if I had my book. Munchie, I told you it's going out today, baby. Because that's, yeah. Remind you of the book, the biology. Yes, the biology of belief, yes. Neurons that fire together, wire together. What that means is, Dr. Joe Dispenza says that. Absolutely. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of my mentors practicing gratitude. He is absolutely one of my mentors. I got a lot of things from him. A lot of things you'll hear me say, he says, I learned from him. I learned it out of his book, You Are the Placebo. And the science of becoming, I forgot the second book, but the first book I read from cover to cover was You Are the Placebo, which is an amazing book. Neurons that fire together, wire together is something he said. He also says you don't want your personal reality to control your personality. You want your personality to control your personal reality. That's what he says. I said that about 15, 20 times when he said it. I said, oh no, I got to understand that. So, but anyway, the biology, the neuroscience of belief is this. Neurons that fire together, wire together. And what you got to understand is when you're talking about neurons that fire together, wire together, I want you to imagine yourself going through a dense rainforest where you need like a machete to cut through. Okay. So every time you cut through that dense forest, you're creating a pathway. So that's a neuron. Every time you go through, that's one neuron. When you come back through, okay, hold on 1 second, Limitless. Now, when you come back through that forest, that's another neuron. Both of those neurons are firing together. So what's happening is they're creating a pathway. The more neurons you fire going through that thing, the creating that pathway, the clearer it becomes. Now, what that means is, now neurons, what thoughts in your mind are neurons firing, okay? Now, my name is Jeffrey Hansen Marcy, and the name of the book is MindCoding, The New Science for Manifesting on Purpose. Please, everyone, if you need the name of the book, or you need any information on the book or anything I sell, please, you have to hit me up on the deal in the DMs. Okay, you have to do that because if I pitch it, they're going to restrict the live, and I don't want that to happen again. All right, so everyone, neurons that fire together. So anytime you do something, anytime you think something in your brain, you're deconstructing one highway and building another one. Every time you fire a neuron on that highway becomes clearer, clearer, bigger, clearer, and clearer, and clearer. So when you say neurons that wire together, neurons that fire together, wire together, it means that the more pathway you're getting, the clearer the pathway is getting. That's why habits are so hard to conquer and overcome. Because when you're trying to stop one habit, or one activity and start another one, what you're really doing is deconstructing a highway in your brain and constructing a new one. Everyone understand? Does everyone understand when I say neurons that fire together wire together? Does everyone?
Yes, that makes so much sense, especially with the analogy that you provided for the visual. And I feel like that's so useful in terms of as we continue to embark on this journey of doing just that, having that visualization as you're putting in place the, identity you identify with. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, that's powerful, especially for us that are very, very visual people. So sitting
Absolutely.
back and letting that be the, I guess, initiating visual so that we can move forward is so important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how it became so clear to me when I understood that. Oh, wait a second. So you're saying every time I'm trying to start a new habit, I'm cutting through dense rainforest with a machete? And the more I go through there, the clearer it becomes. That's why the action that you're trying to start doing regularly, the more you do it, the easier it becomes because you're cutting through, you're creating that new highway in the brain. And one of the hardest parts is no longer using the old highway. The old highway is the habit you're trying to overcome. So anytime you try to do something new and you're not good at it and you default to the old, you're making sure that old highway stays open and you're trying to close it down. And if you're going to close it down, you have to take all of your energy and put it to the new one, even though it's going to be hard, even though it's going to be difficult. And anybody that's trying to work out and get in better shape, I can tell you right now, the first 6 weeks is the hardest time for you. You're going to get the most sorest you've ever been. You're going to be uncomfortable. You ain't going to know what you're doing. Yep. It's going to seem like you're doing the wrong thing. But if you stay beyond 8 weeks, it's statistics. People that stay beyond 8 weeks usually stay forever. But if you quit, 95 to 97% of people quit in the first 6 weeks. All you got to do is think about people with their New Year's resolutions. January